Okay, guys. So, I've been wanting to cover some of the guys on Instagram and social media that are hitting coaches that I think, some of them that do not a great job, some of them that I think do a really good job. And so today I wanted to go over just a little video here from Casey Smith. He's out front hitting on Instagram. In my opinion, probably one of the better guys out there as far as teaching guys mechanics, also kind of approach and things like that. So I came across this video the other day and I wanted to kind of watch it and we'll watch it together and then give you kind of my thoughts on it and why I think it's a good suggestion for hitters that are at the high school level right now.
Curveball that's like right here, and that's a PG strike. That's a strike all day, and I'm a pitcher, and I throw those. Like I threw pitches right here against lefties, strikes every time.
Yep.
Now as a hitter, I hate that.
That's unfair.
As a hitter, I hate that, but it's like 93 right here, and it's like, what are you gonna do? And so I came on that like maybe 3 times. Like right, pitch right here. Well, I'm a righty, so like right there.
I think what you do is you don't allow yourself to get to 2 strikes by hammering. Like if he throws you the 0-0.
The one thing is the amount of kids at the high school level that are throwing 93 is there's not many of them. So, but I mean, he's exactly right. And we'll get to the rest of the video. But I mean, in these tournaments, again, there's time limits for the games. They all get backlogged, but they're trying to make them go as fast as possible. So a lot of times you'll see, umpires open up the zones pretty drastically. And so as a hitter, it's like, how do you counter that? And how are you going to be effective when you realize you're going to have a lot of pitches called against you that aren't technically
like piece of doo-doo? Yeah. Hit the thing in the freaking trees. Yeah. Like, that's my thing. Like, don't take it just like, if you get a pitch to hammer early in the count, hammer the thing. Hit the baseball. Because you don't want that to be your option. Because
that is the only
right.
option.
You do want to show discipline in a 2-strike count. Like, that's fine. But like, if I'm not gonna feel sorry for you if the umpire bangs you on one out here. If you took that, should have hit it. So
that's right. And he's exactly right. And this is what, I talk about with a lot of my clients is you have to know what the strike zone of the umpire is. Sometimes if you're a leadoff hitter like I was, I mean, you're the guinea pig. You get to go up there and figure it out. But you don't want to go up there knowing there's a big zone and, take a great pitch to hit. The reality is you may get one good pitch to hit per at bat. And if you go up there and get a cookie right down the middle first pitch and you take it because, you're trying to see what it looks like or something like that, you saw him warm up. You saw him face guys in front of you. You should be timing him in the on-deck circle. And, you get that first pitch, you got to do damage on it and you got to put a good swing on it. And so, again, in these tournaments like this, and you got an umpire that's going to open up the zone big time, you have to be aggressive. You have to be aggressive early in the counts. And when you get to 2 strikes, unfortunately, you got to know, hey, and again, this happened to me in college all the time. I mean, back when I was playing, there was that like 3 or 4 inches off the plate outside for a strike. And I knew with 2 strikes, just because it was off the plate didn't mean it was a ball. It's a ball if the umpire calls it a ball. Again, as a hitter, like the strike zone is there because anything inside that strike zone is something that you should be able to hit, for a high enough average. But if the umpire is calling it 3 inches off the plate, you can't just walk back to the dugout and say, well, it was 3 inches off the plate. It's like, yeah, it's 3 inches off the plate, and he's calling that every time. So that is a strike today in his zone. It's his zone. It's not your zone. It's his zone. And again, you don't go to his zone until you have to, until you get to 2 strikes. You live in your zone. You live in your approach, the pitch you're hunting, the speed you're hunting, the location you're hunting. But once you get to 2 strikes, you're in his world now. You're in his zone now. And if you don't make that adjustment, you're going to get taken advantage of. Because I can promise you, pitchers, especially at the college level, pitchers know, catchers know, and the pitching coaches know. And that catcher and pitching coach in between innings should say, hey, he's giving it 3 inches off. Like, he's giving it 3 inches off. We got to go there. And so, again, as a hitter, stick to your approach. Be aggressive early when you're in those situations. But when you get to 2 strikes, you're in his world now, baby. And you got to make the adjustment, live in his world, fight off that pitch as much as you can. If he's calling it way off, get on top of the plate and just hope to God the guy doesn't paint one inside on the corner. If he does, tip your cap or try to fight it off without breaking your bat. but you got to make an adjustment to fight that pitch off if he's calling it way out there. Hope this helps, guys. Again, if you're looking for hitting advice, like Casey Smith, he's one of the best out there. Can't recommend his videos enough and his training enough. We'll be doing more of these videos on the guys I think are really good, like Casey, and then some guys that I don't think are as good. But let me know in the comments what you think. Thanks.